How does insurance work with storm damage?
Well, the first thing you want to do is let your insurance company know that you've had some storm damage. Then get a company like Paul Davis Restoration to come out and do an assessment. We're going to look at things like siding, window screens, roofing, all the things that maybe a storm may have damaged, whether it's hail or wind, and give you some ideas on overall ballpark pricing and overall schedules and make some recommendations on how to move forward. Then, in collaboration with your insurance company, we're going to develop that scope of work, finalize some estimating, and then make sure we move forward and replace with like kind and quality what you had originally.
How do I make an insurance claim after a storm?
The first call would be to your insurance agent. They can help walk you through that claim process and get all the documentation started. So then you can get an adjuster assigned. That adjuster is going to work with a company like Paul Davis Restoration to determine the overall scope of work and determine the pricing on that insurance claim. Once that's all settled and finalized, then Paul Davis Restoration can move forward with that repair work and get your house put back together.
Does homeowners insurance cover storm cleanup?
Yes, they do cover storm cleanup, and that's something you want to get some professionals involved with. Sometimes it can be very tricky to get a tree removed from a structure, or maybe there's some fencing damage, and you'd want to bring someone in like Paul Davis to help with that cleanup. We would get a team on site to board up or protect any damaged structures, and then start communicating with your insurance company about what needs to happen next.
Who pays for storm damage?
That's a great question for your insurance company that you want to call and get that claim started with and figure out what your policy covers and what it doesn't cover. Most homeowners policies cover sudden and immediate storm events, and they have coverage for things like wind, hail, trees falling over on structures, and those kinds of things.
What does insurance cover in a storm?
Well, insurance companies and insurance carriers cover things like hail damage, wind damage, maybe trees falling over on structures, and all of that can be assessed and determined right after that storm event. Paul Davis can send out a team of project managers to look things over to determine what occurred and what needs to be removed and replaced, and then work in conjunction with your insurance company to make sure that they provide that coverage as necessary.
Who is liable for storm damage?
Well, a good insurance company and a good policy is going to cover you for those sudden storm events, heavy wind, hail damage, maybe trees falling over on a structure. And that's something that insurance policies cover typically. Paul Davis can come out, make that assessment, look over the damage, make some recommendations on how to move forward, and work in conjunction with your insurance company to get that coverage determined.
Who should someone call after storm damage?
Well, we would hope that you would call Paul Davis Restoration. We can send out a team, assess the overall damage, and make some recommendations on moving forward. Then, in collaboration with your insurance company, we can develop the budgets and the pricing, and then get on the schedule to make those repairs happen.
What should someone do after storm damage to a house?
The best idea would be to get some professionals involved. A company like Paul Davis Restoration can get on site, protect the structure if there's some damage to the roofing, or maybe there's a tree involved that needs to be removed, and get those immediate concerns taken care of. In the meantime, get your insurance company notified and let them know that you've had some damage. Paul Davis Restoration can work with them in determining the overall scope of work, the overall pricing, and then move forward with getting the final repairs done.